Hello, hello. Hey guys, this is Miss Jerri with Life on the Road Recruiting. I hope you are well. I'm going to be talking about Class A CDL jobs. Okay. Um, I'm live on all of our platforms, our Instagram. Hello to my ladies in the She Trucking Foundation, as well as our YouTube platform. If you don't follow us currently, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on Instagram. It is Life on the Road Recruiting. Everything LOTR recruiting or Life on the Road recruiting. So we have got jobs 4 days. So if you're a truck driver and you are looking for truck driving jobs, you're looking for that next opportunity, you're forever home. Hey, well, look, we have jobs. We have Class A CDL jobs. So I'm going to take this time to go over some of the opportunities that we have available. So if you've been looking, drop your zip code in the comments. If I see it, I will um, definitely see what I have available and open in your area. Also, we're going to be doing an information session tonight. So if you've ever thought about like what is it like to be a driver recruiter? Is driver recruitment right for me? If you've ever been thinking about maybe changing a career change, I'm going to be hosting an information session this evening to talk about starting your own truck driver recruitment agency, as well as what are the benefits, what are the pros, what are the cons, and I'm dropping in the comments. I'm dropping the link for the information session. So it's tonight at 4 p.m. I'm sorry, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a 30-minute information session. For those interested in becoming a truck driver recruiter. So I'm going to go over quite a few jobs. So stop me, throw a zip code in the comments, in the chat, if you want me to particularly look and see what I have in your particular area. But let's get started. Okay. I have a ton of local lanes, and I'm going to just list the cities. Now, these are dedicated accounts um, just across the U.S. Um, let's see. So the dedicated accounts are Advanced Auto Parts CarQuest. So they're an auto part company. They move auto parts across the U.S. It's local lanes. Hey, I got your zip codes and I will take a look at and see what I have. Thanks for dropping them in 77373. I know exactly where that is, Texas. Um, let me see what I have. I'll check for you guys, but let me talk about this Advanced Auto Parts account. So I've got that account. It's a local dedicated account. You are home every single day. Um, just depends on what city you live in will determine what shift you're on. Some of these are nights from a shift perspective. And let me just see here. All right, so you will have to live within a 50-mile radius of any of these cities. You average about 40 stops a week. It's Monday through Friday. And again, depending on what city you're in, hey, how you doing? Depending on what city you're in will determine the shift that they have available at that particular time. But you're running 2018 and newer Kenworths and Freightliners. There are some Volvos, but the majority are automatic. There are a few manuals, but most are automatics. This is an unload account, so we'll have to unload using electric pallet jacks, going into the back of the stores and dropping the pallets off. But you have to have 3 months of recent experience, and you have to have a hazmat because you're moving auto parts. You do have to have a hazmat on this account. So again, the cities determine what the pay is. It is hourly pay. They do pay time and a half. Some of them start at, so this one that I'm looking at right now out of San Bernardino, California, it starts at 26 an hour plus overtime. So after 8 hours, you get overtime after 8 hours and then double time after 12 hours. So the overtime's paid at $39 an hour. The double time's paid at $52 an hour. Really good accounts. I've got these lanes open in Bakersfield, California, Carthage, Missouri. I have one position only open in that area. Lakeland, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina, Thompson, Georgia. I have two positions open there. Let's see, Sacramento, California, Salinas, California, San Bernardino, we talked about that. And then let's see, Shawnee, Kansas. I believe the Kansas ones are still open. Let me see. Salinas, Kansas. I have one position open in Salinas, Kansas. So those are the local home every single day lanes hauling auto parts. It is touch freight. You do have to unload the trailer. Again, you need 3 months of experience on these, and you need to have a hazmat endorsement. And so I posted something, guys. Was it last week? Last week in the She Trucking Facebook group. Good morning, Queen. How you doing? I posted a company that we have that pays extra for your hazmat. And so I recommend, if you don't have hazmat, tanker, and twig, you need to get those. I hear so many drivers just over the years as a recruiter. I've heard so many drivers say, oh, having a twig doesn't mean, having a hazmat doesn't mean anything. So I stopped it. Well, you're not finding the right companies to work for. Like, you're not going to the right recruiters. Let's start there. Because a lot of these accounts that I have that are hazmat, they pay really, really well. Some dedicated, some OTR. Like, we have an OTR company. Let me pull it up here. Give me 1 second. So this OTR company, not only do they pay you extra for hazmat, they give you an extra on top of what your base pay is. Then you get hazmat pay. Then on top of that, everybody gets a COVID bonus. Because look, you're still out here taking chances with COVID. I just talked to a friend the other day, and she's got COVID. So, COVID is still out there. There's still people taking chances with COVID. And so this company wants to reward and recognize and say thank you to drivers that are out here risking and driving and going across the country. So they do an extra 6 cents per mile as a COVID bonus. So here's the breakdown. And what I'm looking at, who gave me 39503. So your zip code. So whoever put that zip code in, I just threw your zip code in because it was a top one on the list. It is a over the road lane, but I'm going to break down the pay and the mileage for you. But it is without your hazmat, you come in at 67 cents a mile. So without hazmat, this company requires, their minimum requirement for experience is 14 months. So you have to have at least 14 months of experience. So you come in at 67 cents a mile. That's your base without hazmat. If you have a hazmat, you come in at 70 cents per mile. Okay, so they give you an extra 3-cent bonus if you have your hazmat. Now, if you've got more than 30 months, then the pay goes up a little bit. But on top of that, let's say you have your hazmat, you're at 70 cents per mile. You got your hazmat, you're at 70 cents per mile. On top of the 70 cents per mile, you get an extra 6 cents COVID pay through the end of 2022. Now, will they extend that? I don't know. But through the end of 2022, you get an extra 6 cents per mile for COVID pay. So if you're looking at, you got your hazmat, you get the extra 6 cents, you're looking at 76 cents per mile. Let's just say you average 2,500 miles a week. That's base. Everybody, look here. If you're running over the road and your mileage pay, everybody should be out here getting at least 25 to 2,800 miles a week. Otherwise, their company, somebody's don't know what they're doing. Okay. Everybody minimum should be getting 2,500 miles a week on an average. So I'm just going to take that on an average. That's $1,900. That's just nothing over 2,500. You're doing a flat 2,500 with a hazmat and the extra COVID bonus at 76 cents. You're doing $1,900 a week, 21 days out, and on this particular account. Let's just say for shits and giggles that you're getting 3,000 miles a week, because that's usually what drivers on this with this company average, anywhere from 2,800 to 3,000 miles a week. You're looking at $2,280. $2,280 a week. So that was MSU 72. That was your zip code that I just ran. Again, what they have in that area is it is a out 21 day solo run. If you have a team, they do have team options as well. But average drivers on this account are making between $105,000 to $115,000 a year. That is excellent pay from an over the road perspective. I had a driver earlier that I was talking to. He had reached out in I think on Messenger or something. And so he was with a company, and one of the questions he asked was, he was running local with an LTL company. And so one of the things that he asked was, can he make more? Is it possible to make more? And I'm like, you making $1,000 a week? Yes, it's possible to make more. Because that's what he was making, about $1,000 a week. But it just depends. We have locals that are making, 13, 15. One of the locals I talked about earlier, I think the one in Kansas was like $1,500 a week. That's local, home every day. And it just depends on where you are. It's PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. That I don't know. You'd have to reach out to them directly. I think Pepsi and Coke, all of those companies kind of run independently. So you'd have to talk to them directly to see if they will hire SAP drivers. Again, guys, I do have the link here in the comments for those of you that are interested or thinking about or ever thought about opening up your own driver recruitment service business. We are having an information session this evening to talk about that and what that looks like for you. Okay, let me run a few more zip codes. I've got 39503 and 77373 and 27518. Let's see what I have. 39503 zip code. Okay, Gulfport, Mississippi. I can tell you right now off the top of my head, I have only OTR, either home every other weekend, home out 3 weeks out of the Gulfport, Mississippi area. I don't have anything dedicated. Gulfport, Mississippi, unless, let me see, I may have a South Central Regional that's home every weekend. You either get a Friday, Saturday off, or like a Sunday, Monday off. But you run 5.5 days. Let me do one thing. Let me check one thing here. Give me 1 second. 39503. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, I do have a South Central Regional. Like I was saying, that one is out 5.5 days. You're going to run all of Mississippi. The South Central is basically Mississippi, parts of Alabama, like the western side of Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Western Tennessee, all the way up to Missouri, some Kentucky, and southern Indiana. So that is what I have. Again, all of these jobs that I am going over, the first one you had to have 3 months. Majority of them either want 3 months or 6 months. And some I do have the upper echelon type companies. They want 14 months of experience. No SAP. I don't have any SAP openings. Anything that I have is going to be for drivers without a violation in the clearinghouse at this time. Let's see here. So the average pay on that South Central Regional is $12.50 a week. They do a load bonus. So after you pull your second load, not your first load, your second load, there's an extra $500 added to your pay. They do a minimum. If you've listened to me in the past, you know I talk about minimums. So I like companies that do minimums. If they do a minimum pay guarantee, that's always a plus, because that way you know you're never going to go under this amount. You're going to set your clock, your bills by that amount. You know that you'll never go under that amount. So if you're interested in that South Central Regional, or the other positions that I've talked about in that area, I'm going to go ahead and put my link here in the description box, in the link here in the chat. I'm going to put the link to my 10th Street application, and it's in TeleApp. So if you guys, you've done apps, so you know exactly what a 10th Street and TeleApp is. It's already pre-populated. It doesn't take you but 5, maybe 10 minutes to knock that application out. So I went ahead and put that in the comments. So if there's anybody that's interested in a position, go ahead and fill that out. I'll see what else I have. I'll give you a call. I'll talk about the positions that I have open in your area, and just listen to like what you're looking for, what you want. 77373. Let's see here. I knew exactly where that was. Okay. So Houston, Texas. Let's see what I have. I just got a driver set up for a Houston. It was like a Houston. He starts on Monday, so it's like a Houston triangle run. It kind of goes like Houston, Dallas, up to St. Louis, and then back. I need to see if that one is still open. Let me check. I also have a triangle run out of Houston. You got to have a year experience on that one, and they do a urine drug test. Other companies that I talk about, if I don't say urine drug test, every other job that I talk about is a hair drug testing company. Like every other company that we have, I have 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 5. I have 5 that do urine drug test. But if you can't pass a hair drug test, y'all, you got to get to that point. You got to get to that point, because the crackdown is here, right? The crackdown is here. How do you join the team to be a recruiter? So we are we've opened up our Start Your Own Truck Driver Recruitment Agency course. And that is in I'm doing an information session about it tonight at 7:00 p.m. If you can't make it, at least register, and you'll get a copy of the video sent to your email so you can watch it at your own pace. But it's a 30-minute information session if you want to be a recruiter. The link is in my bio. The link is in my bio. I'll get to Connecticut here in just a second. Um, so local Houston, let me see. I had a local Honda that I posted a couple weeks ago. Let me see if it's open. Nope, it's full. I only have out of Houston, I only have regional, which is when I say regional, y'all, it's usually home every single weekend. Regional is home every week or every weekend or something like that. Anything that if I say local, of course you know that's home every day. 77373. Let me see. Um, and of course, OTR is usually 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. It just depends on what how that run operates. I have a Texas regional home every week. That one, let's see, that one's home every weekend. It just runs in the state of Texas. The average pay is between 975, and they pay 1,000 with hazmat. So that pay is not as much as some of the other lanes that I have. I do have another home weekly run. Let me see. Let me find the deets on that one, because I actually I want to make sure it's still open, because my guy, Mr. Clifton, who hits me up when he's looking for a new trucking job. I actually just got him on that position out of Texas, out of Houston. And I think we took the last spot because it's a good little run. I think it makes anywhere between $1,500 to $1,800 a week. It's out 5 to 7 days. And let me see that it's open. Hold on one second. And then let me tell y'all, I had a young lady here to hiring maps. I had a young lady reach out to me last night. I was just getting ready to leave the office. And I don't know if you're on, but I want to kind of talk about the conversation that I had with her, because I'm seeing this more and more and more. But she said, Miss Jerri, I've been trying to get a hold of you. And I was like, I was in a meeting the last hour, and then I just got in my car and, headed home. So I was talking to her on my way home. But she told me that her company, she just literally earlier that day, she had just gotten an email from the owner of her company saying two things: turn your truck in. We're about to turn your fuel cards off. The company's closing its doors. Like what? Like no notice, no nothing. We doing good. We're making, decent money. Actually, no, she wasn't making decent money. But still, to be blindsided like that. And I asked her, I said, so is it a small company? Was it a large company? Was it a mid-sized company? And she said, no, it was a smaller company. They had about, 10 or 20 trucks, something like that. But they closed their doors. And so she's not the first individual that we've seen just in the last few months that has gone through that. And so I want to just kind of give advice to drivers out there, particularly those of you that are with smaller carriers. You want to make sure that you have a backup. I always have a backup to the backup to the backup, because this girl, and she was team, and then she had a friend that also worked on that at that same company that was solo. And so all of them, the whole little, fleet, all trying to find jobs. And so they're all calling this morning. Well, I talked to one already this morning, but they're calling and trying to find new lanes, new positions. It's sad. It's sad. So be ready to pivot. That's all I say. Be ready to pivot. Be ready to pivot and move around if you have to, and always have some type of cushion, some type of cushion, because a lot of you are making really, really good money. Have some type of cushion to be able to move around as needed, even if it's a $500-$600 cushion. I'm in Houston. I can pass all the drug tests. I can pass all the drug tests. I just don't have any experience. I'm a recent graduate. Okay. So DM me, text me your email address. I'm going to put my phone number in the chat here. And I have a list of companies for like new recent graduates. And I'm glad you said you can pass any drug test, because as a recent grad, no experience, if you fail a drug test, it's like over. Like, I hate to be so like real, but it's over. If you fail a drug test and you don't have any experience, and you'll be unable to get a job. Let's see. Okay, so on Instagram, how can a driver find a SAP program near them? What do you mean a SAP program? So you need a SAP. Go to our website, www.lotrrecruiting.com/find a SAP, and there's a list of SAPs that we have that we've referred drivers to in the past. What do you have for carriers? I don't have anything for carriers. Anything that I have is going to either be for company drivers or I have a few owner operator lanes. Actually, I have some good owner operator lanes out of Houston, Memphis, with a company, but you do have to have a TWIC, and I think hazmat and tanker too. Okay. Yeah, but nothing for carriers. Nothing for carriers. All right. So they were asking about local in Houston. No local in Houston. Let me run this other zip code. I was checking in Houston, but right now, if you're not looking for regional or OTR, I don't have anything else in Houston. Regional, OTR. I have if you have 12 months experience, I do have a sweet triangle run out of Houston. It goes Houston down to San Antonio area, up to Dallas area, over to Shreveport area, and then back down to Houston. And so that you can run, you can be home every other day, you can be home every week, you can be home every 2 weeks. It just depends on how you like to run. But if you're a home every other day or home every few days type person, just know that your paycheck is not going to be where it should be, versus if you're a home every week or a home every 2 week driver on that run. But I love it. It's and drivers that I send over there, they say they either can make as much as they want or as less as they want, based on how much home time they be selecting. Let's see here. Let me run this zip code 27518. 27518. Let me see where it is first. Okay, that is in Cary, North Carolina. I be having some good stuff in North Carolina. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. Let me see exactly where Cary is, though. Like what? Okay, so that is right around Raleigh. Okay. All right. So give me a second. All right. I do know if you're an OTR person, I do know that I have the OTR 21 days out. Average pays on that one is between $1,900 to $2,200 a week. That's OTR 21 days out. It's not really 48 states, because they really only run east of I-35 for the most part. Let's see. I have a home every other weekend. Give me a second. I'm getting down to them dedicateds. I know that's what y'all waiting on. Over there in Cary. Let's see here. Okay. So I have a Southeast regional, a Northeast, like Atlantic region. Those are all home every week. Let me see. Raleigh. Okay, so Raleigh, I have two. I don't know if you were on earlier when I was talking about the position out of the auto part position. You do have to have a hazmat. It is driver unload, but it's a sweet little run. It's home every day, local run. And let me find it. It's a dedicated CarQuest auto part. So I guess CarQuest and Auto Advanced Auto Part are essentially the same. Like they're sisters and brothers. And so I've got that one out of Raleigh. Let me find the exact details. Okay, and I think it's the floater. Yeah, it's the floater. So that one goes, that one may not be home every day. Let me check. Hold on one second. Floater. Yeah, I think if it's a floater, I think it helps others. So let me see. Floater. Oh, and then don't let me forget, I have a Irving, Texas. Y'all in the Dallas area. I have an Irving, Texas local lane. It's overnight. I want to talk about that one because I really like those. It's out of the Honda plant. And so I think those are really good if anybody is on here listening in Dallas. Let's see. Quiz loader. All right, so the floater one is hourly pay. It's going to depend on basically as a floater, you're going and helping out when somebody takes off and somebody's sick and that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in that floater, click that link that I put in the description box. I'll drop it again. Actually, it's still right here. Let me just put it on the screen. If you're interested in that floater lane out of Raleigh, it's out of the Raleigh area, let me know. I may have one other company hiring in Raleigh. Let me check here. Actually, I may have two because I have one company that's based in that area. They have a couple terminals. And so they normally have something. So I have a Sanford, a Caterpillar dedicated out of Sanford. Let me see how far you are from Sanford. Sanford to Cary. Oh, you're 36 miles. So I think you have to be in a, let me see, within a 50-mile radius. So you're in the hiring radius for the Caterpillar lane out of Sanford. Fill out that application. So let me talk to you a little bit about this position. So they're hiring switchers and on first or second shift. And basically the switcher is on the yard. So you're using day cabs. It depends. So you can either do switcher or shuttler. So switchers are day cabs. It is slip seat. It's Monday through Thursday or Friday. You're home every day and off on the weekends. First shift is $20 an hour. Second shift is $21 an hour. They do not pay overtime. They do not pay overtime. So if you're on the shuttle side, you shuttle within shuttle trailers and things like that within a 300-mile radius of the yard there. And if you're on the switcher side, you're in the yard switching. You may be asked to shuttle, but for the most part, you're going to be in the yard doing switch moves as needed. Okay. Let's see what else I have in that area. Because I normally have a lot of stuff in North Carolina. Just depending on where you are in North Carolina and what you're looking for. That's the other thing. I have, let me just stop and say that I have dollar stores pretty much everywhere in the Midwest, the Northeast, the Southeast, and then the Southern Central area. If you're a touch freighter, a lot of those dollar stores in the Northeast, let me pull them up because some of those were paying like $2,000 a week, like guaranteeing $2,000 a week. As long as you were available and showing up to work every day, not calling in sick, it was a guaranteed $2K a week. Let me see if they still doing that. Because I had some dollar stores that had that and a sign-on bonus. And a sign-on bonus. Let me check y'all comments. 06119. Okay, I'll check that and see what I have. I don't have any SAP openings. So if you're looking for SAP friendly, DM me your email address. I'll send you some companies that that we have, a list of companies that we have that are SAP, we're SAP friendly, are SAP friendly. You have to do the research to find out. Any companies that we had, we don't have any, they're not hiring SAP right now. Okay, 30315. I think that's somewhere in Georgia. I was just looking at a Frito-Lay out of Decatur. Let me see. 30315. That is Atlanta. I have a dedicated Frito-Lay lane out of Decatur. Let me see. Let me pull it up. I was just looking at that when I was all in North Carolina. That one came up. And then I'll pull dollar stores up. I only have one position open on this Frito-Lay Decatur home every day local lane. It's a shuttle going from Decatur to Tampa and back every day. That's what it looks like. It is local pay, 8-hour minimum. You get paid 8-hour minimum guaranteed. Like you come to work, you're gonna get paid a guaranteed minimum of 8 hours, even if you work, 5, 4, whatever. But you shuttle loads between the distribution center in Decatur and Atlanta, Georgia. Drop and hook on both on both sides. Drop and hook, no touch. 56 round trips. So you do about 56 round trips, and then you move trailers on an as needed basis. So there's only one position open on that, so you need to move fast. That's gonna fill up fast. When I have little runs open like that, they go so like fast. I normally don't even mention them. But let me see what else is open in the Atlanta area. Hey, y'all. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going over jobs, open positions that I have. Also, I have a lot of guys and gals that have been interested in joining, but opening up a truck driver recruitment agency. I'm going to have an information session this evening at 7 p.m. to talk about it. I'm opening up our course on how to start your own truck driver recruitment agency. Let's see here. Back to Georgia. Dang, I have like 8 positions open on a dedicated Lowe's run out of Noonan. And so I got 6 positions out of Noonan, and I have 10 positions out of Rome, Adairsville. Let me look at the Noonan one. How far is Noonan from Atlanta? Let's see. Noonan, Georgia to Atlanta. So we're looking at about 40 minutes. Okay. So 40 minutes. I think they want you to live within a 30-mile radius, but let me see. So it's day shift, day cabs. They have a mix of day cabs and sleepers, Monday through Friday. Weekend work is needed. And this is the Lowe's out of Noonan. $22 an hour. If you're doing the overnight shift, it's $23 an hour. They don't pay overtime on this one. You average about 1,600 miles a week, 48 hours a week. Top earners are making $1,600 on this account. Hey, how you doing? Let's see. So you operate within 250-mile radius of Noonan. So Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Those are the locations that you would hit. As you all know, Lowe's is 100% no touch. You don't have to. They don't want you touching their freight. They touch it themselves. They have their own people for that. Let's see what else. Oh, and it's mostly drop and hook. It's probably a mix of drop and hook and live load and unload. Let's see here. Let's see what else I can find out. Start times are early morning, starting anywhere between 3 a.m. and noon. Multiple loads a day, and then you will take back hauls back from the Lowe's DC. And let's see here. Oh, they do an extra $50 a week safety bonus. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Anyone that's interested in that, hit me up. So this company, you need 12 months of experience, and you need to be able to pass. It's a urine company. So 12 months of experience, and that one's a urine company. Let's see what else I have in Georgia. 30315. I normally have some good dedicateds. 313-30315. Oh, I have one out of Pooler, Georgia. Let me see if that's still open because, oh yeah, it is. Oh, what's this? Caterpillar. I have some dedicated Caterpillars. If you're a dedicated person, like you, when I say dedicate, not dedicated person, like if you like dedicated lanes, like you like the consistency, the routine of doing the same thing. He said Lowe's is mostly dropping hooks. Sometimes they'll put you on the door. Got it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mostly dropping hook. But if you're dedicated and you like the consistency, even though it might get monotonous, but you're going to the same places, you're seeing the same people, the dedicated accounts are the way to go. Let's see what I have. Pooler, Georgia. Let me pull that one up. So it's Ferguson. It's hauling freight for Ferguson Pooler. You got to live within a 50-mile radius of Pooler, Georgia. So Pooler, let me just kind of tell you where it's at. It's on the border of Georgia and South Carolina, like on the east coast. It's about 15-20 miles from Savannah. Okay, so if you're in the Savannah area, outside that area, I do have 4 open positions on a dedicated Ferguson Pooler. So Ferguson Pooler, it's a waterworks company. And so they're a wholesale distributor of plumbing, HVAC, waterworks, fire protection, and facility supplies. So they supply facilities with that type of equipment. But they are looking for 4 drivers. It's a home every week, lane dedicated. It is drop and hook, no touch. You'll be delivering freight to locations in Georgia, Ohio, Virginia, and Alabama. It's guaranteed pay. So as long as you're available for 5.5 days per week based on your experience, it's a guaranteed pay. And the pay ranges anywhere from $1,100 to $1,300 minimum salary a week. But again, that one's no touch. 5.5 days. You got to live within a 50-mile radius of Pooler, Georgia. This lane is hair drug testing. You have to be able to pass a hair drug test that goes back 120 days. That's 3 to 4 months. All right, let's see what else I had. Local, I do have some locals up in, I have a Walmart in Gordonsville, Virginia. If you're in a 50, 60-mile radius of that, I have a Walmart in Auburn, India, local, home every day. Pooler is near Savannah. Yes, good area to work. Yes, it is a great area to work. I've had a lot of drivers get hired out of Savannah. I've had some port jobs in Savannah recently, but they filled up. It was running between Savannah and Brunswick. But yeah, that was a good area to work. Hey, Mr. Leonard. Let's see. 29651. Got it, Lee Moore. I got your zip code. Let me run it. Mr. Leonard said he in Cali. Rackham. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Okay, let's see. 29651. What we got? These are, a lot of these are solo, but I do have some really good teams. I do have some really good team lanes. It just depends on where you live and how long you're looking at being out and things like that. So Lee Moore, I'm not sure if you're looking for regional, local, or over the road, but I'm going to start over the road and work my way down. First, let me see exactly where this is. 29651. Yeah, I know a lot of zip codes, like just off the top of my head. Like I know Georgia, I know Texas, South Carolina, and outside of, let's see, Greer is, I always have to go look to see what the largest city is, because sometimes I'm not going to say y'all, because I do too, live in the backwoods, right? And so we have to see what the nearest city is so I can just get a grasp of my bearings of where I'm at across the U.S. So you're between Greenville and Spartanburg, South Carolina. So I know I have some, let me just go over the road that I had just pulled up. I have the over the road 3 weeks out. That lane it runs for 3 weeks and you're home for 7 days. The average earnings on that for drivers in 2021, when they say average earnings, let me just kind of tell you guys real quick. So when a company says average earnings, this is what they mean. They mean that they have calculated all the drivers that are on that account or, that run that lane or run that particular time frame. They calculated all of their earnings and then they got an average. They got an average. So when a recruiter tells you drivers on this account average between this amount and this amount, that they're putting all the drivers in a pool and they're giving you an overview and over a median range of what drivers are making. And so it's going to depend, what you personally will make will depend on how much experience you have, what kind of runner you are. Basically, those two things are it. How much experience you have, and then what kind of runner you are. And so on this particular account that I looked up, that's 21 days out, 7 days home. And so here's what they do. For this position, you park the truck at a terminal. You park your car, your personal vehicle at a terminal, and then they're going to pay to rent you a car or fly you home and back. So that's during your 7 days home time. So they'll pay to fly you back and forth home. So of course that will cut in your home time. But in addition to any sign-on bonuses, the quote that I'm about to give you for drivers, what drivers in 2021 made, this might be worth it to you. But drivers in 2021, the average annual earnings was $107,621. And so on this account, and I calculated it earlier for someone else, you have to have 14 months of experience. You have to be an excellent driver. They're paying 76 cents a mile if you have your hazmat endorsement. And let me just look at teams real quick. Let me just look at team, because I want to we have a team in orientation this week for this lane that I'm about to go over for you guys. They're an 11-day, they're on the 11-day fleet. Let me pull up my calculator so I can calculate and tabulate the numbers so we can all be on the same page. But they're on an 11-day fleet, and they're home. So they're home every other weekend, and they get 3 full days home, right? There are some bonuses. I don't really go over bonuses much because, it just depends on what that particular company's requirements are for bonuses. But they're paid every week. They do pay extra for hazmat. The primary running area where you're going to be running is mostly like east of I-35. And it's not even all east of I-35. It's Midwest, and then the Southeast, all the way south as far as South Carolina, and all the way west as far as Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, and on up. And you don't really, and then some Northeast, but no, like when I say Northeast, I mean Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. So no New York at all, no Vermont, no New Hampshire. But the pay on this without a hazmat, drivers come in at 89 cents a mile. Okay. 89 cents a mile without a hazmat. And drivers are doing 6,000 miles a week. So 6,000 miles a week at 89 cents a mile, you're looking at $5,340 to the truck. Okay. To the truck. And we're going to divide that by 2. And you're looking at roughly $2,500 a driver. A little bit more than that. Okay. That's a team. That's a team with 14 months of experience without a hazmat. Let's talk about the team with the hazmat. They're coming in at 92 cents a mile. 92 cents a mile. 92 cents a mile. Say they're doing 6,000 miles a week. Let's be generous. Let's do 5,500. So 5,500 miles a week at 92 cents. You're looking at just over $5,000. So about $2,500 per week. And if they're doing 6,000 miles a week, that's $5,520. $5,520 per driver. You're looking at $2,700 a week. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. I can build me a cushion with that. Anything, I'm glad you said DFW. Anything out of the DFW area? Because I had forgot. Because I wanted to talk about the Irving. Let me see. I have some stuff in Irving. I normally have something in like Carlton. So Irving, I have 5 openings on this one. It is a dedicated Honda account. Let me see. It's running out of the Honda plant. 1 second. Let me pull that one up. Honda. Here it is right here. Honda. Okay, so you have to live within a 50-mile radius of Irving, Texas. Solo is between 1,500 to 2,000 miles a week. You run Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Oklahoma, Arkansas, the region, okay? The South Central region. You're out Monday through Friday night or Saturday morning. You typically leave out Monday at 5 o'clock on this lane. 2019, 2020 Freightliners, manuals and automatics with pre-pass or easy pass. It's all dry van. You're delivering cages, totes, and like loose pieces to the different Honda dealerships. And so with this one, again, it's all overnight. And you're home every day. You're home every single day, local, but it is overnight. And with they do have team options on this too. I didn't know they had teams. So there's some good team options. There's some solo options, but they do pay stop. They pay delay pay and they pay mileage pay. So solo pay, everybody enters at 70 cents a mile. 70 cents a mile plus you get your stop pay. And it looks like they pay $10 a stop. So your 70 cents a mile, let's calculate this local home daily run. 70 cents a mile times 2,000 miles a week going to the Honda dealerships. You're looking at $1,400 plus $10 in stop pay, $10.05. Hold on. $10.05 in stop pay. And you average about 1 to 8 stops a week. 1 to 8 stops a week. The thing is, though, you have to be, there is a physical requirement on this one. You have to, you're handling and you have to position and secure the delivery roller cages and lift loose box parts on the floor in the trailer. So just know that there you are touching some freight. Some of the weight that you're going to be handling is anywhere between 40 to 75 pounds, but basically you're taking cages and totes and different loose pieces to the different Honda dealerships. Schedule, it's overnight. So you leave Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. It departs Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. They do have a minimum, the weekly minimum. So for example, if you're not running your full week because maybe, one of the dealerships is closed and you can't get there, or maybe, whatever the case may be, they do a minimum. So the minimum lowest that you'll ever make, as long as you are available every single day that you're scheduled, is $1,200. So that's the lowest that you'll ever make. Of course, when I say minimum, keep in mind, you can always make more than that, but the lowest that you'll ever make is that amount. Okay. Awesome, guys. Yes, auto parts. Auto parts is that one. Let's see here. I may have something else out of Dallas area. Oh, Carrollton. I always forget about this one. This is a good one too. This is an Ecolab. I do know with Ecolab, you have to have a hazmat. I want to say tanker too. Let me see. Let's see, y'all. Let's see. Ecolab. So again, this is another dedicated. There are I have Ecolab in a lot of different places. Y'all, I get squirrel brain, so you gotta be there with me. Okay, I don't have anything in Grapevine. I thought I had something in Grapevine, but I do have Ecolab. Let me put the Ecolab Carrollton. Ecolab Grapevine, Ecolab. I have Ecolab Joliet in Illinois, Ecolab Carrollton. It's a solo position. Oh, this is the shuttle. Okay, so the wait, that one's full. Carrollton is full. Let me check one last company for Carrollton because my other guys, they always have something great in Carrollton or the Dallas area. And then I did talk earlier about the triangle run. So I have two triangle runs actually out of Dallas. I have a great look. How do I remember all these lanes? I don't know. I guess because I live and breathe them every day. Um, so I have a great 3.5 days out, 3.5 days in triangle lane out of Dallas. And so that one runs Dallas up to Denver, down to Albuquerque, to El Paso, and then back over to Dallas. That's a sweet little run. Again, it's 3.5 days out, 3.5 days in. Um, Let me pull up how much that one pays. Okay, yeah. Dallas, Colorado, Albuquerque, El Paso, back over to Dallas. It literally does a triangle. Like it's literally a triangle on my map. The average pay per triangle run. So each time you hit that little triangle, the average pay is $12.60 a week. But again, that's pretty good if you're out 3.5 days and you're home 3.5 days. That's some good money. Of course, you can stay out longer if you want to. It is a slip seat run. Because you are slip seating with the driver on the opposite schedule. You got to live within a 100-mile radius of Dallas or Albuquerque, New Mexico. And this route for this particular company, like this is their primary, like bread and butter route. This route gets priority routing. It gets priority planning in front of like any other routes that they have. So like this route must be like the golden route because they do get priority planning in front of anyone else. What else was I looking at? Texas. Oh, the triangle run. The other triangle run, and I'm gonna wrap it up. It's a Dallas, Shreveport, Houston, San Antonio, back up to Dallas run. That one averages about $1,100 to $1,200 a week. If you're a home every weeker, if you want to stay out a little bit more, you're going to make a little bit more. So it just depends. If you guys are interested in any of these lanes that I've talked about, any of the dedicateds, the locals, the regionals, hit me up, fill out the link that I have in the comments. Let me throw it on the screen here as well. And I will drop it again in the comments. Fill out that link. I will get back to you with what I have. SAP drivers, I'm just going to say I don't have anything. If you text me your email address, I can send you over a list of companies that may or may not be hiring SAP. We don't have any updates on those companies, so you'd have to call them directly. Shoot us your email. I put my phone number here in the comments. Shoot me your email and I'll send you over what I have. But at this time, there are no SAP jobs. You have to either find go through one of the companies that are on the list, or the email that I have, it's got some other things that you can do in addition to that as well. Okay. And some other companies that may be helping as well. But at this point, at this moment in time, we do not have anything. Of course, if anything opens up, you will be the first to know what we have available. Okay. All right, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Again, we are hosting a information session for those of you looking to start your own truck driver recruitment agency, and get on here and talk about these jobs and openings and things like that you have. I would love to see you guys. It'll be tonight. I put the link is actually floating on the bottom here. The link is also, let me see if I can also post it. But I'll be doing an information session, and this information session will just kind of go over what it takes to be a truck driver recruiter. What are some of the pros, the cons, because there's cons in everything. And it'll be an information session tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be able to, I'll present, and then I'll go over and answer any questions that you have. But here is the link to register for the information session. If you just register and you can't make it, that's cool. I'll send you over the video when it's all over and downloaded. All right, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your Wednesday. It is hump day. Enjoy.